Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Subscribe to the channel to reflect on stories of rugby, leadership, and the values of humanity in elite sports.
Rennie will officially take over the national team after fulfilling his commitment to the Kobelco Kobe Steelers in Japan's Rugby League 1 until June. He triumphed in fierce competition against Jamie Joseph for the prestigious All Blacks head coach position. That alone speaks volumes about his professional reputation and the respect he commands within New Zealand's rugby community. What I find myself reflecting on the most is the context behind this decision. Prior to this, Rennie was the head coach of the Wallabies from 2020 to 2023. However, he was sacked by Rugby Australia just before the Rugby World Cup, an incredibly sensitive and harsh moment. I can sense the underlying bitterness in that decision. In professional sports, coaching changes aren't uncommon, but it's the manner and timing of the change that people remember. That's why, when Quade Cooper, who earned 80 caps for Australia between 2008 and 2023, publicly expressed his support for Rennie and highlighted the way Rugby Australia treated him, I didn't view it as an impulsive statement. To me, it was a voice born from real experience.
Cooper spent 4 years, 2017-2021, out of the national team before Rennie called him back for the 2021 Rugby Championship. This detail alone demonstrates that their relationship wasn't just that of a coach and player, it was one of trust, second chances, and an unbiased perspective. Currently, Cooper is the attack coach for the Hanazono Kontetsu Liners in Japan. In a social media post, he wrote that Rennie's appointment to one of the most prestigious positions in rugby seems like a bit of karma after how he was treated. I don't believe the word karma here refers to a sense of schadenfreude. Instead, it feels like a delayed justice in the realm of professional rugby. To me, this represents a deep lesson about people management in high-pressure environments. In elite sports, performance is always the top priority. But if you focus solely on the scoreboard and ignore the human element, your decisions can create lasting fractures. Cooper wrote that Australia had lost one of the best coaches and even pushed him out the door.
These words will certainly spark debate. But, from my perspective, what stands out is not the criticism, but the regret. Sometimes, we only realize a person's value when they're no longer around. Professional sports are often misunderstood as a place of only wins and losses. But behind every strategy, every lineup, every substitution, are real people with dignity, emotions, and aspirations. When a coach trusts a player who has been excluded for 4 years, that doesn't just change the player's career, it changes how they view themselves. I wonder, if Rennie hadn't given Cooper that second chance in 2021, would Cooper be defending him today? Probably not, and that shows the power of trust. I truly believe that long-term success cannot solely be based on expertise. It also requires kindness. Rennie may have been sacked before a World Cup, but his value was never lost. A person's true value doesn't vanish because of an administrative decision.
His appointment as head coach of the All Blacks, a team that is considered the gold standard of rugby, represents more than just a career advancement. To me, it affirms that a reputation built over time won't easily be erased by a single setback. I also think about the what-ifs that Cooper mentioned. Thoughts are full of assumptions. What if Australia had kept Rennie? What if Cooper hadn't been excluded for 4 years? What if? But life doesn't operate on what-ifs. It operates on real choices and their consequences. The lesson I take away is, always treat people with kindness and fairness, even in tough circumstances. The professional world can be very small. The person you let go today might be in a higher position tomorrow. But more than karma, what matters most is your integrity and how you treat others. I also see a positive message here. A career doesn't end just because one door closes. Rennie left the Australian national team under less than ideal circumstances, but he continued working, proving his worth at the club level, and eventually receiving an even greater opportunity. I find that deeply inspiring. Justice doesn't always come immediately, but if you hold on to your ability and your character, opportunities will come back, perhaps in a different place, and with greater significance.
I also appreciate how Cooper spoke out. In a professional setting, not everyone dares to speak up about uncomfortable truths. However, expressing one's opinion clearly, without offense or provocation, but simply sharing emotions and perspectives, is a rightful act that I believe fans should view this statement as a personal reflection, not as a battle between two rugby factions. Sports should be a place that celebrates values, not one that fosters animosity. When I think about the future of the All Blacks under Rennie, I can't claim to know how successful they will be. Results depend on many factors. But at the very least, based on what Cooper shared, I believe the team will be led by someone who values people. And perhaps, that is the true foundation of long-term success. What I've learned is, don't be too quick to dismiss someone because of immediate pressure. Never forget that, in any organization, people are always at the center. And when faced with injustice, keep working, keep upholding your values. Instead of dwelling in bitterness. I firmly believe that Rennie's journey is a living testament to a simple truth. True honor and capability may be temporarily obscured, but they can never be completely erased. For rugby fans, this is an exciting time to look forward to a new chapter for the All Blacks. I've reflected deeply on how to live and treat others in my own journey.
Goodbye, Rennie. Your journey is a testament to the fact that honor and capability will always shine through, even in the face of challenges. Wishing you success with the All Blacks.